So, good evening, everyone. If you haven't already heard by now or live under a rock, the company Bricks and Minifigures, or Bricks and Minifigs, BAM for short, has come under a little bit of hot water recently, involving a scandal where they stole allegedly worth $200,000 worth of Lego merchandise from Ed and Brian Manzel. So I'm gonna pull up this Wikipedia article here. Story actually starts back in 2023, so a couple of years ago, where 83-year-old Ed Manzel, who didn't have the best health conditions at the time, he consigned his collection of specific Star Wars Lego sets. I'm not going to say what specific ones because it doesn't say, to a Bricks and Minifigs store in Kazir, Oregon. Now, to explain what Bricks and Minifigs actually is before I get into the rest of this story, it's basically a store where you can sell or buy specific Lego products. And obviously they have certain bins full of Lego products. You can buy certain sets, you can sell certain sets. Also a party room, I believe. One of those down in Brownstown. Opened not that long ago. But going back to the actual story here, Ed Manzel had been collecting since around the early 1990s. I wasn't born yet when this was happening. When he was collecting, anyway. The Bricks and Minifigs franchise in Kelsir, Oregon. I have no idea where that is, actually. They promote it on their social media. The collection is one of the largest private storage Lego collections in that region on their social media tab, so Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media was around at the time, describing it as being estimated to be worth well over $200,000. That's a lot of money. So the agreement is reported to have continued until sometime in late 2024. So, no, we don't know. Some minifigs, you're like allowed to have a specific contract with them. I don't know the specific details of how it actually works. Like, you can sell, like, give your way via a specific contract, which is what happened here, and they'll start selling it off, and they get a portion, but you also get a portion of money. Unfortunately, Bricks and Minifigs franchising ended the contract with the previous owner of the store, Crystal Law Gorman. Now, I will pull up video by Penguin's Penguin 20 here. This one. Here's one of the terms of the contract here, that coincide merchandise shall remain the property of Manziel until it is sold. Now, I want to bring up another plot point that I found earlier in a Law by Mike video, where he discussed that the Manziel family had put yellow dots on all of the stuff that they had owned. Now, eventually when the new ownership takes over, which that's a little later on in the story, family had like a buyer come out to that specific store, some specific Lego set. Well, coincidentally, one of the sets that had a yellow tag on it, meaning it was the property of Manziel. Unfortunately, the story goes that the family did not get some of that money back. That was one of the sets that was not paid for. In this Reckless Ben video, main one who determined it, we go into this moment of the clip. Now, I'll turn my volume on here.
In that footage,
this is the clip. This is what Brian Manziel, who had his stuff stolen, has to say about that security footage you might not have seen.
Is Crystal asking him, how am I supposed to pay this guy? These are sets he has not been paid for. The corporation is sitting there on video saying they're going to take it. After not been paid for.
Out of our own store.
So basically, part of the story goes that the previous owners got kicked out of the store. They did not want to give the keys to the new owner, so they got kicked out of the store. At the time, the previous owners were sorting out like receipts, tickets, involved with Manziel, like determine that sort of stuff out, like the selling process and whatnot. And eventually this guy, Reckless Ben, who recorded a huge popular video about this subject, I recommend seeing that video. It's going to explain it better than what I'm trying to explain here. Basically, the gist of this story is he tries to go to that specific store to get the items back. It's a small interaction with one of the workers who's on duty inside the store. Unfortunately for him, not go well, and needless to say, he gets banned essentially from the store for trespassing. So he's not allowed in the store anymore. Like, he can't be on the premises anymore. The next part that I want to talk about here would be this part.
It's going to happen
right here.
Down each of these routes. They're now in Spain, so we're getting into that whole international thing. Just to have an injunction on the store to have them go back and prove
So
he's sold a none. That's like $60,000 to $70,000.
Yeah, Bricks Minifigs knows that Brian and his dad don't have nearly enough resources to sue a company as big as Bricks Minifigs.
He's like, we're gonna keep these. You're gonna walk away from this. You're not coming back. And if you choose to sue us, we will drag this out in court till it is well past what this collection is worth.
Which is something.
So, what that part basically just said is, like, Manziel tries to get his direct items back. I mean, he's like, no, we are going to keep these. We're going to keep these items. You cannot have them back. Try to sue us. We're going to drag out the court process. That sort of thing. Like, not entitled to these items. The next part here. Eventually, later on, Mini wants to make an apology video, take down some negative posts that he had posted on social media, along with only making them positive comments. And needless to say, Mr. Manziel's reaction is not exactly kind, per se.
Before Brian can get his Star Wars Lego collection back, he has to write Bricks and Minifigs. Really doesn't like this Facebook post being as Lego Star Wars.
It sucked.
This is what he has to say for that.
I agree, but it sucked. But here's like where we're at, right? If you could just write the letter, like we can get the Legos back.
I walked in there with the best of intentions. Here's proof of my collection in the store. I want it back, and they've done nothing but lie and make my life a living fucking hell over this. I've gone through 9 months of anxiety, stress, hospital-ridden, medication-taking types of burden.
Not downplaying what happened to you. It's just,
No, I am not apologizing to this fucking asshole.
It is just egregious.
Next part here. Basically, Ben and his crew, along, obviously, with the help of, along with the help of Mr. Brian here, try to, make, like, a deep fake, which is, like, a, like you, but, like, with a different voice, that sort of thing. I don't exactly remember what it is, but kind of along those lines. But basically, I don't know, like, fake out one of the owners and like, oh yeah, we totally accept your apology, da 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 da. Now you have to apologize to the worker who was on duty at the time. And, well, needless to say, that does not go well. So, he tries to do that, and, Amanda, who's, I guess, the worker on duty, or was the worker on the duty, it's just like, I'm calling the police, get out of here. Next thing here would be that, so now Ben has to come up with some sort of plan for how he's gonna get some money back or whatnot, or how it's gonna work. And the idea of coming up with the idea of going to small claims court.
Court.
Which essentially is like normal court, but
except it
cheaper.
Costs basically
and doesn't really cost anything.
Nothing, and you get a judgment pretty much instantly.
After another hostile coming to Lego court, according to because I didn't actually believe I was stunned. I can't recommend watching Expert, but it looks up or do anything. Dang, they did win that, and when they went to collect, they
didn't respond. You can move forward with a motion for.
Holy shit.
Since they didn't respond.
Basically, what ends up happening is they end up winning the small court case here. And when they go to the location one day after this court hearing, this is essentially what happens. So, needless to say, that location went a bye-bye. Now, here's a little bit more information here. It says here, Schneider shows that the current franchise owners initially offered to return the Lego sets to Manziel if he issued an apology, though they have reportedly not been returned. He then subsequently sued the company, though that store permanently closed soon after. Next part here would be essentially makes this sign that says permanently closed. We stole a family's life savings. They sued. We lost. By closing the store, we get out of having to pay the family what they need to be owed. I should have also said, court hearing, he also made a sign that said Bricks and Minifigs, they steal from old people. This is something that he set up as well. I did not mention that. And they didn't, say they were closed immediately. There was a lot of bad reviews for that. And the second part of this, which I haven't yet done here, he also did set up a GoFundMe to raise the money back, which has raised over $382,000 as of yesterday. So please, in a chance, I know not everybody's going to do it. Please, money to this man. It's not right that his stuff had to get stolen by this company. Right, that stuff had to get stolen from him. His own stuff had to get stolen by this company. He did announce that Schneider, the guy who made that video, announced that the guy who made the track down the thief that sold $200,000 of Lego, he did announce that he would put the donations in a legal trust element to help pay his legal fees. On May 28th, an internal crisis management email allegedly sent to Bricks and Minifigs was leaked and subsequently read on social media by Schneider himself. Which if I can access it, basically says here, in simple terms, it just references what it describes as coordinating negative PR attacks. Also mentions online attention driven by videos posted by Reckless Ben himself, which says has led to harassment calls, review bombing. I don't know why they mentioned that twice. And store disruption across the network. There is also a Reddit thread that describes pretty much everything that's going on. I'll read some of that as well. I'll read that as well. Here's a summary of a lot of this stuff that has happened. Part I didn't mention, the original store owner, that being Crystal Law Gorman, and the husband. They have a video up as well, describing all of this event. So if you want to check that video out, go ahead and do so. Store owner had originally planned on moving overseas. They're looking at a solution for this that's fair. That man. This would be the video by the previous owners. We want to check that video out. Please do so. Obviously, corporate takes over the store. They originally said, like, oh, we're gonna, like, keep control of the contract, but eventually later say, oh, we never had, like, access to this contract. Basically, essentially what this means is that they don't legally own what's consigned. Instead, it retains ownership to the original owner. It's sold. An area company chooses not to take on the consignment. There is a returning of the asset. Reckless Ben obviously catches wind of this, which leads to video that Penguin goes, 0 to 2. It escalates more to trying to have him arrested. Ben does take him to court and somehow, quote, asterisk wins. And then they close the location down the next day or not pay out any money. Part that I miss here, basically, like, that's essentially a part 2, would be that the company owners, like, I think, like, Ben and, like, a team, like, go out and try to, like, their houses or whatnot, trying to, like, sue them. Yeah, here we go. He was involved in legal troubles in Utah. He was arrested there twice. Visiting Johnson's house in American Fork when an attempt to serve him legal papers. They searched his vehicle. They searched Snyder's vehicles, arrested and jailed him for multiple days, claiming an officer dislocated his shoulder during one of the arrests. Now, I've had a broken arm. It does not feel good, to say the least. On March 10th, he was formally charged with stalking and residential targeted picketing. So that's the home of Johnson. Scheduled appearing in court actually in quite a few days. So if there is a new story on that, we'll see. Second arrest occurred on March 11th, with a judge approved search warrant to search the Airbnb in which he was staying. Snyder and 4 associates were arrested, with everyone but Snyder later released. On 26, he may face 5 years in prison. Fled to Mexico as a result. However, the police department says the opposite. Said there are no current active warrants for him in Utah and that they are not currently seeking him. There are videos from the body cameras worn by its officers. One of the videos were either redacted or had the audio redacted. Ongoing investigation. Poster rebuttal to police response. June 4th. Gonna be raw redacted version. Initial Dropbox link. And it was not intended for public release. A lot of stuff attracted attention. Obviously, I did not hear about this until today, so I didn't completely know what was going on myself. Patreon CEO has kind of a funny response here. He said that, like, Bricks and Minifigs, yes, they did send him a legal notice to shut down Snyder's Patreon account. And here's kind of their response to that. Just like, hell no, they can stuff it, keeping the page up, and if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can absolutely sue us. Impact on neighboring police departments. None with calls about the case. Abusive and harassing, potentially delaying emergency responses. Sacramento will be closed for a week. I missed this part here. This was not in here earlier. It says journalist, YouTuber CoffeeZilla documented an in-store attack by a vigilante motivated by the controversy. Commenting, this entire situation has been a series of unnecessary escalations. Snyder declared that he was firmly against the harassment of unrelated parties. There is also being said this video by Reckless Ben involving the police response here.
Person.
Where obviously they accuse him of like stalking one of the owner's houses or whatnot, that sort of stuff.
Help.
Obviously this video from Penguin Zero. Or stuff.
We go with an
Oh yes, I didn't mention the CEO's response to this. Well, their CEO appeared on a live stream on May 29th. He stated that Bricks and Minifigures franchising was not involved in the disputed consignment agreement, which is kind of not true, but whatever, man. And argued that responsibility rested with parties directly involved. Collection was only worth between $660,000 and $80,000. Yeah, I'm a math major, and I do not believe that crap. May 30th, they filed a lawsuit accusing Snyder, Manziel, and others of coordinating a harassment and extortion campaign against franchise owners in Utah and Oregon, using the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act statute. And obviously they did claim that the Salem, Oregon store would be permanently closed. Supposedly mutually agreed to part ways with Salem franchise owners Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson. Yeah, it's a little bit too late for that, by the way. Should have done that way earlier ahead of time. Dumb butt. Being lambasted in social media claim and that they have contacted Manziel's family regarding restitution. Once again, should have done that way earlier ahead of time. Kind of your fault that you're in this hot water in the first place. What else do I have to say about this that hasn't already been said?
Through other about him being properly
involved this
we do like a friend.
Basically, the CEO in this video apparently says that a franchisee went rogue. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure, buddy.
Like they are.
Honestly, I went to both owners' houses, and you say that didn't go well. This whole situation just could have been avoided entirely. Like, honestly, why did you not give the previous owner notice? Like, this whole situation just could have been avoided. This whole entire situation could have been avoided. Like, yeah, this whole entire situation, in my opinion, just could have been avoided. Like, the questions I have here are honestly just, was the previous owner doing such a horrible job? To decide, we're gonna end this contract and we're gonna replace owners, have this whole crap get underway. This whole situation could have been avoided. Like, why did it have to start in the first place? Just like, and there's another article that I'll pull up here, from this website here. Yeah, everyone in this lawsuit should have spoken to a lawyer earlier. Like, why they did it this late in the game, I don't know. And keep in mind that the Ben Snyder videos only are popular because of Snyder, or because of Menzel, who actually contacted Snyder. Like, yeah, but yeah. Giant sign on the shirt, billing permanently closed, stole family life savings, da. Yeah, temporarily. Oh, yes, another part that I didn't mention here. Snyder himself, he did go to the Bricks and Minifigures headquarters in Utah, was the home of one of the executives. He was arrested by American Folk Utah police, charged with stalking, da. Basically, he went to the Bricks and Minifigures headquarters. Along with that, tried to talk to the CEO about this whole issue. CEO basically was just like, "Oh no, we don't know anything about that." It's like, what a load of crap. You're the CEO, you should know about that. Like, what a load of crap. You snake-oiled bitch. I'm not gonna say it, but I have so many swear words I'd like to say about this whole stuff. Like, obviously, there's a lot of videos here. I'm gonna give you like the brief well, I guess kind of a brief version of what has actually happened. Like, and all this stuff could have been avoided. All this stuff could have been avoided. Like, we would have kept the previous owner, none of this stuff would have happened. And he'd still have his, like, I don't know if he'd still have his stuff, but like, all that stuff would have been sold had the previous owner stayed there. Like, and honestly, like, justice for Brian, honestly. Ben too, by the way, like, a lot of stuff that I do not, like, I don't really want to say, like, I don't agree with, but
a nationwide Lego aftermarket resale chain making headlines after being sued
oh yeah,
for
keep in mind here that it's only that one store, because keep in mind here, see Minifigs, like all of the what Bricks Minifigs says here. Is that franchisees, they operate important independent businesses. As false standards, they don't automatically inherit a bit responsibility. Da 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 da. A lot of that, I don't really know if I agree with that. And as part of our owners and protecting disruptive conduct or harassment. Da 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 da. Oh, yeah, and again. Law by Mike does have his own video explaining the situation as well. We would like to see that video. Look it up on his channel, like Law by Mike, Lego, Bricks and Minifigs controversy, or where it is, and it should pop up. Anyway, Penguin Zero and a whole bunch of other YouTubers have talked about this issue as well. That I put my thoughts into here, and like the gist of what's actually been going on for those who may not have known. But with all that being said, I just hope this issue comes to a peaceful solution. Well, maybe not a peaceful solution, but I do hope, like, negotiation happen sometime soon, and that and whatnot. And yeah, I will see you all soon.